we must remember that work of caring for ourselves and for our citizens and our communities is work that is the most dignifying of all. And that is a key theme behind the basic income agenda. It is universalizing and giving meaning to the old concept of the right to work. The right to work is not the right to be obedient to a boss. The right to work is to be able to develop one's capacities, to one's human dignity, and develop as a human being. But there is another point. In the process of commodification of human existence that we have been seeing in the globalization model, we have seen time being eaten up by the pressures, the stresses, the people being forced to do more and more work for labor, more and more training, more and more re-equipping, making ourselves more employable, always trying to give ourselves that little bit of extra competitiveness compared with you and me. It is a life of crazy competitiveness. But we must escape from that. And in the process, I want to stress that we also need to separate leisure from play. Leisure is what the ancient Greeks called skole, the ability to participate in the public space, in the life of the polis. Leisure is the capacity and the freedom to be able to use time as a public citizen. It is different from play, where we need it to regenerate, but it is not being a participant in public life. And basic income is an instrument, one instrument, not a panacea, one instrument for enabling people to feel a sense of social solidarity, to be a public citizen. And it is very interesting to remind ourselves that this is not a new argument. In 403 BC, in ancient Athens, the citizens of ancient Athens were given a small grant as a sort of compensation for participating in the life of the polis as public democratic citizens. It was an unequal process, we know that, but the principle is as relevant today as it was then. And I hope in future Bien Congresses that this sense of capturing and controlling time so that we are in control of our time will be a major theme of the future debate. And finally, I've cut out some other finalists, but finally I want to come back to a point Bishop Smeater and I myself were talking about yesterday. Today, unlike when we started, today is a time of pilot basic income and cash transfer schemes. Not just in Brazil, not just in Namibia, but around the world, pilot schemes are developing. We need to encourage that, we need to facilitate it, and we need to lobby and work hard for it. And I would like to end by just telling you that I'm stupidly proud, if you like, that I can announce to you that we're about to launch a quite significant pilot scheme covering 12 villages of Bihar and Gujarat in India. We will be doing 36 other villages as control groups. And we will be trying to see how a basic income cash transfer works out in practice. Many of the lessons learned in Namibia will help in the design of that project. And we've designed it in such a way as in half the villages there is sewa, operative. SEWA is the Self-Employed Women's Association, a union of informal women workers. In half the villages, SEWA is operating. In the other half of the villages, there is no SEWA. And I predict, but this will come out in the research, that where there is a voice, a collective voice of the participants from those villages, the beneficial effects of a cash transfer type scheme will be even better than where there is no such voice in operation. I think I would like to end by saying there is one Indian here, but I feel like an honorary Indian in the sense I've been working there a lot recently, that I very much hope that we will convey our best wishes to our Indian colleagues. Thanks very much.
You have to leave. Bishop Kamet, I think, are you leaving because of having to go to the airport? So, please, I would like to, well, it's so important, the experience of Namibia, that I would like to give you the word for you to just say, please, Claus, Claus Offe, just for him to say goodbye. And I want to ask everyone now, we should applaud the translators who have been doing an excellent work for all of us. And I know that we are extended the hours and you are very tired, but please, just a few minutes more that we have to stay here, okay? Thank you very much. And please, before you go to the airport, because you need to fly, please tell us briefly how in Namibia you came to better understand the miracle of Jesus multiplying the fish and the bread. Please tell the people here, because I've heard you in Germany, in Munich, and I found it so beautiful. Please.
Thank you very much. I was looking for another door to get out here, but I realized there was no other door. I have to pass here, and Senator Suplicy have to see me. I was saying that the miracle of the feeding of the 5,000 was not in the mathematical count of how much pieces were given to who. That's not the question. 5,000 bread for 5,000 people, and the Palestinian bread is quite small. It's not like the bread we know. But the miracle is in the sharing of the bread. So that's where the miracle is. They shared the bread. And even those who had it took it out. And that's how the bread was multiplied. Someone asked me during this Congress, is there hope for the implementation of the basic income grant? I quoted my brother and friend Desmond Tutu when he was asked, do you believe that South Africa will be democratic? And he said, we have no choice. We are slaves of hope. So we hope that big will be implemented, not in a distant future, but soon. Thank you.